Let's move on in the SEC. Bama goes on the road. They're at Tennessee. Bama is a 2.5-point favorite in this game at Tennessee. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I wouldn't have expected Bama to be the favorite, but then you get the struggles from Tennessee on the offensive side. This game is massive in the SEC race because the loser, like Georgia, puts themselves in a position where there's really not a path to the SEC championship game. And quite frankly, with the rest of their schedules, you can start to see like, man, if they lose a third game, you're talking about this team, the loser of this game, maybe not getting in the college football playoff. So massive game, implications galore, both within the conference and on the national stage for the college football playoff. This is the first meeting, by the way, since that incredible game that we saw in Knoxville a couple of years ago in 2022, the 52-49 win for Tennessee. They carried the goalposts out. They threw them in the river. Although, credit Vandy and their fans. Vandy's fans actually walked like 3 miles with the goalposts. They didn't just like walk out and throw it right outside the stadium. Like Vandy's basically, listen to me, Tennessee fans, Vandy fans more committed. I don't know what. Granted, there were 70% Bama fans in the stadium that day when Vandy won, but they walked the goalpost 3 miles. So if you win this weekend, let's see what you got. Where are you taking the goalposts? How far can you walk them? I'm just saying it better be more than 3 miles. It better be more than 3 miles. Strength against strength in this game, weakness against weakness. And we all know where this is headed. When Alabama's offense is on the field, going against Tennessee's defense, these are two of the elite offenses and defenses in college football. When Milroe has the ball, this is going to be an absolute show, right? Like I can't wait to watch this. The chess match between the coaches, the battle up front between Alabama's offensive line and Tennessee's defensive line, which I think Tennessee's defensive line is incredible. Tennessee's defense is the reason that they're in this position to begin with because their offense has gone totally MIA. I really enjoy watching Tennessee's defense play, and they're going to face a Bama offense that's one of, if not the most explosive offense in college football. Meanwhile, when the opposite units walk onto the field and we get Nico Iamaleava against the Alabama defense, it's like struggle bus time because both of those sides of the football are in desperate need of improvement. Think about this. Tennessee is yet to allow 20 points in a game this year, and Bama has allowed 33 points per game in SEC play. You couldn't get more opposite matchups when Tennessee has the ball versus when Alabama has the ball. Now, what does it come down to? Well, I think that we can say with some confidence that we know what we're going to get from Tennessee's D and Alabama's O. I think Tennessee can hold Bama to the mid-20s, and yet that's still pretty impressive because Bama scores in the mid-20s, which no one has been able to do on Tennessee. So you're going to get a Bama team that can get to Tennessee's defense a little bit, and yet it's also a Tennessee defense that can limit Alabama to a point that they haven't been limited to this point. At least that's what I anticipate in this game. So here's the question. On the struggle bus side, who improves fastest? When Tennessee has the ball and Bama is trying to defend them, who improves the fastest? That's where the game is going to be won and lost. And to me, while not easy, I do feel like there is a bit of philosophy that you can apply to this. When it comes to offense, and specifically quarterback, and Nico Iamaleava has struggled over the last couple of weeks. He really has. When that's happening, there's a combination of things like timing is wrong. The anticipation of the quarterback is wrong. The confidence of the quarterback and the offense is wrong. And those are incredibly difficult things to fix because offense is about details, execution, timing, spacing. There are so many things to fix, and it's tough to practice it when it's not live. Meanwhile, how do you fix defensive football? Well, 2 ways, really: structure and effort. And if you do either of those things better, your defense should improve. So what I'm trying to tell you is that it's much easier for a defense to try to correct wrongs and get better than it is an offense to correct wrongs and get better. So if you're seeing both of these units struggle a little bit, where would you put money on one of them improving? Mine would be Bama's defense. Nico Iamaleava has not shown me over the last few weeks that it's going to get better. He continues to hold the ball too long, and he is not an anticipatory thrower. That spells bad news for Tennessee, because it comes down to, like, can Tennessee's offense do something that they haven't been able to do over the last few weeks, which is go and score mid-20s or into the 30s. And against this Bama defense, even though they have struggled, I just don't think that they can. Bama's favored by 2.5. I don't think that that's enough. I've got a Bama cover, 24-20. They win it by 4, and I fully anticipate a Nico interception or 2. Maybe they get to 20 points. Maybe they don't. I think Bama covers. I think this defense plays a little bit better. But again, a lot of that is the struggling Tennessee offense. And then you get a Bama offense that can do enough against an elite defense in the Vols. That's where I think this is. I trust Jalen Milroe more than I trust Nico Iamaleava. Give me Bama 24-20 as 2.5-point favorites.
Thank you for watching the Joel Klatt Show YouTube channel. And if you liked this clip, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel, and you can stay up to date on all of my college football coverage.